Want to be a successful entrepreneur? Stick around. We are going to talk about the most important qualities of a successful entrepreneur: passion and motivation. As an entrepreneur, it is going to take all your grit, determination, and effort to get your product and business to success. You're going to face a lot of obstacles and challenges along the way, some of which you cannot avoid. So, unless you have the true passion and motivation to do what you are about to do, you are going to fall apart sooner or later, and the experience is not going to be pleasant. And with the business growing, it is not just you who need to be motivated and driven by passion. You also need to be responsible for driving home the same behavior amongst your team as well, without which your business will not be successful. Self discipline and time management. You will need to wear a lot of hats, be the developer, the product manager, the sales guy, marketing professional, support personnel, and whatnot. And it's going to take a lot of juice if you don't keep yourself disciplined. You need to maintain a calendar, the right schedule, and work your way through it, without which managing your time is going to be really difficult when juggling many tasks at hand. Confidence. If you want to move forward even when you fall down, the only way you can and will do that is if you really have the self confidence in yourself and what you are capable of. There are not always going to be others to motivate you along the way, and it becomes the responsibility for yourself to motivate you over the long run, and you cannot do that if you lack the self confidence. Not just this, you also need to instill and have the confidence in your team. It all works on the basis of mutual trust and respect, without which you would be lost in your business. Open mindedness. If you just stick to what you know and believe without considering others' opinion, the ecosystem, the market conditions, constructive criticism, and so on, it's going to be insanely difficult for you to improve over a long run. You need to remove the noise and be open to constructive criticism, learn regularly from your mistakes, from your customers, and even from your reportees. They might have some valuable lessons for you as well. Competitiveness. When you work on your business, just remember that it's not just you in the market. There are other people as well who are well capable of establishing an amazing business better than you and topple you over if you don't live up to your potential. But this is good for the business and the customers, since there is going to be a continuous improvement and challenge. If you are not competitive enough and are just going at a snail's pace, just remember that your end is very near and the market won't behave the same always. Creativity. People don't just buy your product, they also buy your idea, your innovation, and your creativity as a whole. So, if you lack the creativity to bring out something different as opposed to your competitors, or lack the ability to take risks and innovate at a rapid pace, think creatively again. You're going to lose out over the long run. Integrity. If you need your business to be really successful, you need to have the integrity and trust of all the stakeholders, be it the shareholders, your customers, your employees, partners, or anyone who is driving your business towards improvement. Your business is again bound to fail if you lack the integrity which acts almost like an engine for your business. Persistence. You will fail many times when running a business. That is not a big deal. The important thing is to have the persistence even during the failure. That does not mean that you have to keep pursuing an unsuccessful product. Base all your decisions on the data you have and your gut feeling. Sometimes, the gut feeling can be way more successful than what the data tells you. As an entrepreneur, you cannot take any action unless you have that persistence even during difficult times. Patience. Remember that results don't come fast. Don't start a business and expect $1,000,000 and 100 customers over the next month. You can be ambitious, but you need to be patient and give things time. Sometimes, you might be boiling yourself for nothing when things are actually going well for you. If you really have done the right thing, and if you think right, you will get the results sooner or later. Direction. As an entrepreneur and a business leader, you need to have a clear direction on where you are headed. Unless you have the direction, both your team and the business would be lost sooner or later. If you are lost, pause for some time and think. Seek out help or consultation. Sometimes that would really help. You need to know where you are going and where you are now, with short-term and long-term goals for you to be a successful entrepreneur. decisiveness, and risk taking ability. If you are too afraid or not so bold to take any decision, don't pursue entrepreneurship. You can walk the safe, well known way full of roses, but if you do that, it's not going to make you any different from others. It's not guaranteed to reproduce the success which someone else has already achieved. Rather, you need to have the attitude and the will to take smart risks. Of course, don't be dumb. Think what you are putting at stake before you do it. Sometimes you may end up taking foolish decisions, but don't worry. Just make sure that you are accountable for it rather than pointing fingers. Outcome oriented. While we still keep trying to move past the world of timesheets and clockers, it's very important for an entrepreneur to become outcome oriented rather than worrying about how much time you spend on something. Rather, the question you should be asking is that, having spent X hours doing this, what did I achieve or what do I expect to achieve? Drive home the same point to your team as well. You are not babysitting them, and it's not your business to see what they do, when they come, where they go, and so on. It's all about the outcome in the expected time. The rest is none of your business. People skills. As an entrepreneur, you are going to talk to a lot of people, be it people from your same industry, press or media, investors, customers, or anyone for that matter. You need to be able to understand the mindset of the person with whom you are talking to and interact accordingly. If you really understand the people whom you are interacting with, things will become very easy for you. Treat everyone equal without bias or preconceived notions, and you should be all good. Leadership skills. You are the one with the idea, drive, and you are the engine for your business. This is like a battle, and it is important for you to fight it from the front as a leader and not send your soldiers in first. Have all the qualities you expect your team to have. Practice before you preach. If you are doing the right thing, your team will definitely get inspired by you and you will become a tight family sooner or later. Don't micromanage people. Make sure that you give them the freedom they need, convey your expectations and constraints clearly, and let them work it out rather than you driving everything. If things go wrong, that's fine. Give feedback and they will improve sooner or later. Emotional tolerance. You are going to face a lot of challenges as we discussed. You will have to be able to handle all that, divide your personal and professional life, and make sure that your professional life does not affect your personal life. You cannot do that unless you have emotional tolerance. Sometimes support systems do help, but it's not something you can rely on always. So, this is something you have to practice. Learn to accept what has happened, and then things will be okay. Conflict resolution skill. It's all about problems. Problems, 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 day in and out. And it's your job to find out the solution or find the right people who can find the solution for you. This is really an important trait you must have. Conflicts do occur, but rather than worrying about it too much, you have to invest your time on finding out how to resolve it and how to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Now, this is something that you will learn from your experience as you face more and more conflicts. Organizing skill. You need to stay organized as an entrepreneur, else things will be chaos. Plan your calendar and organize yourself properly. Have all the official documents properly stored. Have the processes well documented for all of you to follow. Sometimes a handbook does help. Have all the meetings properly organized, your travel planned properly, carry everything you need for customer meetings, and do whatever it takes to keep one step ahead of yourself one day at a time. This helps in saving a lot of time over the long run, and you can also use a lot of tools available in the market to help you with this. We wish all the entrepreneurs a very good luck. We hope these tips were helpful. For more, visit timecampus.com today.